Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Scat with 3 Guns Down as always, and today we are talking about a very controversial topic that hopefully you have interest in because you saw the title of this video. Can't even think about what I'm doing. But hopefully because you saw the title of this video and you're interested. Now, it does say what is wrong with Halo, or what's wrong with Halo, or what's bad about Halo. I haven't decided what I'm going to name it yet. But it'll be something. And there are going to be some others that are going to go, whoa, 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 bro, nothing's wrong with Halo at all. Yeah, there is. There is some stuff wrong with Halo, and pretty much all of it's in the multiplayer component of the game. Speaking of the multiplayer, I've been watching Arena Gaming League, the Chicago tournament. One of my friends is up there, rages, hashtag what are you doing? He talks a lot of trash. He's in the team mindset. And I'm probably looking at actually getting a team of my own going here sometime soon. I'd like to, but it's hard to find 3 other people that you work really well with and can communicate with. That's a huge portion of playing in that kind of league gaming is communication with the other person. They still have to have the individual skill, but you definitely have to be able to communicate with the people you're playing with. Now, moving on, back to the topic of the video, what's wrong with Halo 4? Now, as I said, the large chunk of what's wrong with this game is in the multiplayer component, and pretty much all of it's in the multiplayer component of this game. And here's why. It's balance within the game. There's a lot of balance issues. You know, for it to be used on game battles or Arena Gaming League, or even if it was to be considered for MLG, Ghost Ayami, he's the person that uses all the maps and all the game type setups for download off of Halo 4. He has had to make it so that pretty much any kind of loadout customization or anything like that's completely disabled with all of the sorry about that. He's pretty much had to make it so that all loadout customization is disabled entirely with the professional gaming settings. Everyone starts out with the BR, no armor loadouts, nothing like that, anything at all. And that's to make it fair and balanced. Even the primary weapons are not fair and balanced. The DMR and the light rifle can absolutely slaughter somebody from a distance, but the BR is just good from close to medium range. I mean, you can use that at long range, but it's definitely a much close to medium range weapon as compared to the DMR, which is mostly it's better at long range, as is the light rifle and the Covenant carbine. Covenant carbine, man, it's not a good weapon to use at all. The multi-kill possibility is very low with that, even when you're using dexterity. The reload time between that then to get to another person and kill them, while it only takes 8 shots to the head? I think it's 8 shots to the head. 8 shots to the head, and it has a very high fire rate. It's still just ain't happening. Now you're going to see some gameplay come up. This is the Community Forge test playlist that we were playing on. All this gameplay is. And I like this because you see a lot of MLG maps come up. The other thing I don't like is that it's random game types. It'd be nice if they included MLG game types only as well, but it's a Community Forge test. They're going to add in Community Forge maps, the popular ones anyway. But it would be nice if they had some better game types. I don't like SWAT. I'm good at SWAT, but I don't like it. I could go boost my KD and SWAT all day, just based off headshots, but still don't like it. So, back on track to the balance issues of Halo 4. Some of the balance issues are extremely obvious. For instance, the bolt shot. Get that gun out of there. Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous overpowered. They're giving you a one-shot kill in your back pocket on start. It'd have been okay if the bolt shot was a pickup weapon. That'd actually been great. But a one-shot kill on start, they basically should have just given us loadouts with UNSC shotguns or scattershots, and the scattershot's another weapon we're going to get to here in a minute, but it's not overpowered. It's the other way around with the scattershot. But yeah, seriously, it's awful weapon. It's a great weapon. It works extremely well, but that's the point. It works too well. For balanced played, really I think it should have either be nerfed to where the most it can do is take out your shields, and then they have to beat you down or switch over to precision weapon or primary and finish you off. That would have actually made it pretty balanced right there. Close range bolt shot, somewhat like the Mauler. The Mauler from Halo 3 could only insta-kill if you had 2 of them. The rest of the time it was shot melee, which was very nice, fun little. You got a little pop, and you had the little mauler ring on the thing they load into the clip on the bottom of it there. And so the mauler was balanced in that way, but you know, Halo 4 is not that balanced. And it's a lot of the little things too. The battle rifle compared to the DMR is not balanced. The DMR is much better at long range. However, it does have some registration issues over Xbox Live play. In LAN parties it doesn't, but you know, when you're playing on Xbox Live, especially in game battles and things like that in a professional arena online, that can be extremely frustrating. It can take up to 6 shots to register sometimes, even if all 5 were on them, and that's because of registration lag with bullet time error. And the battle rifle doesn't have that issue because it fires 3 separate registration shots, and if one of them registers, it has line of sight track timing to register the other 2 bullets, so it tends to register better. That doesn't mean if you hit one, all 3 bullets register. It just means if you hit with one of them, it knows where the other 2 bullets map out in terms of hit registration and tracking time of the character where you shot at. It's a little complex online system, but you know, those are things they have to design for multiplayer. Now, you know, the battle rifle and the DMR, I really wish they would have been on equal footing. I think the DMR could have standed to suffer a little bit more recoil, honestly. A little bit more recoil would have actually been really nice. And then it has the reticle bloom, which you don't really notice except for at a distance. Now, it starts out as that small dot, but at a distance, that reticle bloom can really throw your shots off sometimes. However, once you zoom in, it tends to take care of the issue itself. So there's some ifs and ands with the DMR, but still, overall, it's much better at long range than the battle rifle is. It is extremely hard to long range, even if you are very good with the battle rifle, which I have gotten much better. My BR skills have improved massively over the course of the Infinity Challenge with the BR, simply because that's pretty much all I was playing with for some matches. Really started using it on Haven, which is a very Slayer intense map. And I was able to make Slayer matches go in 4 or 5 minutes, just me, and you know, I'd have 25 to 30 kills. So backpacking teams pretty nicely there. Don't put me on. Slayer's a good map for a lot of people. Or not Slayer, Haven. Haven's a good map for a lot of people just because of how Slayer intense it is. So if you're a really good Slayer, Haven's definitely going to be one of your better maps, but if you're more of the objective-based type, not so much. Back onto the issue of what's wrong with Halo, it is the balance issues. You know, the bolt shot, being that one-shot kill, definitely needs to be taken out of the game or nerfed severely or made a pickup weapon, honestly. And I don't see 343 doing anything like that in the patch. They're not very supportive of balance issues. Neither was Bungie when it came to balance issues for Reach or Halo 3, which Halo 3 didn't have really too many balances. 1 or 2, but they were so minor. By the time it was going into the pro circuit, no one cared, no one bothered. So yeah. And Reach just really, I don't know, it seemed like people didn't care as much about Reach as they did 3 on the pro circuit, and for obvious reasons why. I didn't think Reach was as good of a game. Back on the topic though, about what's bad about Halo 4. I'm so easily sidetracked. So yeah, you know, the bolt shot, and people will argue, well, it has a charge rate. Yeah, but if you're a fairly good player, you know how to stagger people in and out of using corridors, using pillars, things like that. You can stagger how people come at you in kind of waves, and definitely be able to take them out one by one. I know I've gotten several I've got to overkill with it before, even with reload times in between on Slayer. And the other thing with the bolt shot is its extremely inept ability to beat out shotguns, UNSC and Forerunner, Scattershot. I'm sorry, if you have a shotgun, which is a loadout, well, not a loadout, it's an ordnance weapon, or yeah, it's an ordnance weapon. Really, I think that should beat it almost every time, because their purposes are dually the same. But you know, when you've worked to get an ordnance and a shotgun and it's useless, you walk around a corner and get beasted by somebody with a bolt shot. It's like, okay, so my ordnance was pointless. I've even seen bolt shots, well, bolt shots I've had saw damage boost, walked around a corner, got bolt shotted. It's like, okay, so I have one of the most overpowered things in the game, and I can still just be bolt shot by somebody walking around a corner. You know, one shot with somebody walking around a corner with that little fucking handheld bitch pistol. Yeah, I use it, and yes, I'm good with it, but I don't like it being in gameplay. I would much prefer it being out of gameplay, because then people would have to fall back on their precision skills, and they couldn't just run at you with the bolt shot anymore. It would change how maps like Abandon are played. Abandon, center pillar, top level, ring 3, grav lift. You know what I'm talking about if you've played it enough. Everyone's up there with the bolt shot. You've seen gameplay of me standing up there with the bolt shot, or taking the lift up and beating people out with bolt shots, and you know, shotguns, swords, hammer, anything like that is extremely effective on that map. So to have something extremely effective on that map in your back pocket, it takes away the point of ordnances almost, to a certain degree, considering that's where most people seem to stick in the map. So yeah, a lot of issues there with the bolt shot, and severely needs to be nerfed. With other issues, as I was talking about earlier, the primary weapons, they're not on equal footing. The light rifle can four-shot somebody zoomed in, DMR is much better at long range, BR is only good for really close to medium range, too much recoil to use at long range. Covenant Carbine doesn't have really the multi-kill ability, or the ability to use in tight situations where you have 2 or 3 people coming upon you, because it's 8 shots, and I forget how many shots are in a clip. But it's not enough to get 2 kills of full shields on people. I know that much. Because I was bang, 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 one guy dead, then I turned to another, and I was shooting him, clip ran out, I'm reloading as he finishes me off, and I would have had him. And they were side by side, and that's happened several occasions to me when I decided to run with the carbine, just for shits and giggles. Don't use it, don't use the carbine, bad weapon. It needs to be balanced more, it needs to be made a little bit more powerful. I think 7 shots, 7 headshots would actually, you know, be a good balance thing there. Not 6. 6 would be too quick, too easy. And maybe slow down the fire rate a bit. But I see what they were trying to do. They were trying to give different weapons different feelings and different meanings. But when you can't make it balanced, for instance, and this is going to pain me to say it because I'm a Halo fanboy, more than anything, you know, I do have Black Ops. I don't play it as much as I play Halo. I do play it on occasion, but not as much as Halo. And it is fun to, you know, bounce around and have a laugh on, sometimes make some kids rage. But there were some statistics I read that if you take all the guns that are in Black Ops 2 and you fire them for a solid minute at individual targets, the damage on each target would be the same within 10 to 15 points difference of each other after a solid minute of continuous firing. So they've made guns that all feel very different, fire very different, reload different, look different, sound different, but essentially are the same. With a few guns of exceptions. Some sniper rifles didn't correlate with that, obviously. What's the knife thing you shoot? Oops. Ballistic knife. That didn't correlate with that. Assault shield didn't correlate with that, of course. So yeah, there's a few exceptions to that data, but I think it was like 96% of the guns correlate. Not 96, that's too high. It was 90 something percent of the guns in the game, weapons in the game, correlate to that data. So they made, in my opinion, a very boring, repetitive, tedious game, the same as the last 5 that we've played since Call of Duty 4, but balanced game. What's so hard about that? I kind of want to be like, what's so hard, 343, but nah, I can't talk to him. And then the Scattershot. This is the inverse of a balance issue. This isn't a bad balance issue where it's overpowered. This is a balance issue where it kind of needs to be fixed a little bit. It's like, it's a shotgun in my hand. Why isn't it working? And I'm pretty sure people have noticed this before, but I've had several matches where the reticle's right on the person. You know, their whole body's full dead center. And I shoot, and I get nothing. I mean, I hurt them a little bit, but I don't take down their shields. I don't make them one shot. They're not even half dead. It takes 2 or 3 more shots before they're even blinking at me, and this is at a shotgun range. It's a shotgun. It's an alien shotgun that shoots hot plasma bolts. Hard light. Yeah, it shoots hard light. Hard light out at them. Come on. And then I have occasions where they're 20 feet from me and I one-shot them with the Scattershot, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? And it's based off when you shoot the Scattershot, it scatters, oddly enough, like giant balls of buckshot is what it scatters like. And depending on how many of those hit the target, determines if you kill them or not, or how much damage you do. And the issue with it is its spread pattern is random. It doesn't work. The saw is another issue. The saw is great medium to long range, or medium to close range. It absolutely tears them up, but that medium to long range, that little in between, the between medium to long, it still has a fairly potent advantage there. And I'm sorry, if I'm at a medium to a long range distance and you're using a saw, I should be able to beat you out with a DMR or battle rifle. Really, to be quite honest, because it's a fully automatic assault weapon. I feel like the saw should have been like an assault rifle on steroids, but it's like an assault rifle slash precision weapon on steroids. You can be extremely precise with it if you learn how to use it. You know, there are a few other weapons that seem overpowered, but they're really not. The Sticky Det is a precision power weapon, believe that or not, because you're very precise with your explosive placement. And I like that. There's not really an issue with that. The railgun is a great weapon because it's one-shot kill, but the reload time of it's very good. And not only that, but it's hard to get multi-kills with the railgun. I've managed to get, I think, about 6 or 7, somewhere in that range. I'm not even in the double digits with it. But because the explosive radius is so low, but that impact radius center point damage is so high, so if you hit somebody direct on, they're dead. The only time I got a double kill with it was when 2 guys were standing literally right beside it, and they may have been previously damaged or had low shields, I'm not sure, but I shot right between them and got the double kill. Might have been dumb luck, don't know. So yeah, you know, when MLG, Ghost Ayami, and all these people pretty much have to take away all the customization, the loadout abilities, and everything away from the game in order to make it fair and balanced in a professional gaming environment, you haven't made a balanced game. You've made a slightly broken game. And I don't think they've really ever had to nerf settings for a game like this bad before in terms of professional play. So, you know, Halo 5, make it more balanced. You know they're not going to release patches to make 4 more balanced. They just don't. They're not very supportive of patches. You know, we're still waiting for File Browser. It's past. It's almost 3 months that it's been out, and we're still waiting for File Browser. File Browser is a huge community component. Patch it in already, for fuck's sake. Come on. There's so many people. I would personally love to have File Browser because, for one thing, that's gonna start. I'm gonna start screenshot of the day, map of the day, clip of the day out of File Browser community, which is taking random people that play Halo community and putting it up there. So I'd love to start that. I don't really like going through just typing in random gamer tags of people I played with and looking at their file share. You probably won't get anything. Go to most downloaded, go through the history, you're gonna get a lot of stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to start putting that stuff up there and show you guys some pretty cool stuff when they eventually patch File Browser in. God knows when it could be. 343's taking their sweet time. But they've been complaining too that Spartan Ops has become a real burden for them, a lot more than they thought it would be, which I can see definitely how it was from a developmental standpoint. And it's kind of hard for some people to realize from a developmental standpoint if you haven't done anything similar to those kind of developmental things, because especially when they're designing new maps, every single detail into that map they made themselves. Sure, there might be a couple objects they can copy and paste, but the orientation, the position, the lighting, the new generating, they have to put all that in there too. And so to get that out, which I'm sure they started working on that before, I'm sure they started working on Season 2 of Spartan Ops before, you know, Halo 4 even came out, honestly, but to have all that ready in even that 5 to 6 month span, that is a lot of work. Even for a team of 50 to 100 people. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Comment and leave below, do you think I'm right or wrong on what's right and what's wrong with Halo 4? Do you think there's some things that I missed in terms of balance issues for Halo 4? Don't forget to follow our Twitch. Well, yeah, you can follow our Twitch. It's a live stream, but I haven't used it much. I might start using it to live stream a lot of Halo on my free days. You're also going to start seeing videos pretty much come on only on the weekend. College is really kicking my ass right now. I should be doing work instead of doing this video, but some stuff I just had to get off my chest. Also, check out Arena Gaming League this week on the week of January 26th and 7th. One of my friends, Rage Rages, is up there playing with Mindset. And they got second place in their pool, which is pretty good. But they're up there competing with some pros, considering there's no MLG yet for Halo, which there might not be. And this just might all go to Arena Game League, and game battles for Halo. Well, we might see something out of Virgin Gaming, but they haven't announced any tournaments or anything like that. I hope they do, though. I really want to start getting into the competitive scene. It's an itch I'm having to fight to do my homework right now. That's pretty much it for me. Don't forget to check our Facebook. It's down in the description below. I let you guys know what's going on, post screenshots, funny shit, and I'd love to get some of you guys on there just for discussions of what you guys want to see. So check out our Facebook. It's in the description below, or I might have a link like right here. Can I do that? I'm pretty sure I can do that. I'll try it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, leave the comments below what you think about the videos, tell us how they were, and share them to your friends. It's always appreciated, guys. Always try to get back to you and always try to share the love. Big shout out to Rage Rages with Mindset. Hope they do great in the AGL tournament in Chicago. I'm Scout with 3 Guns Down, and I'll see you guys later.